Athelstan. King Athelstan, also spelled Athelstan, he was born 895 century, the grandson of Alfred the Great. His father was King Edward the Elder, and his mother was noblewoman named Egwin. Athelstan's early life was shaped by ongoing Viking invasion of England, which had begun in the late 8th century. Athelstan is recorded as being a tall and handsome youth with light flaxen hair. As youth, he had ennobled by his grandfather, of whom he was said to be great favorite. To mark the occasion, King Albert endowed his grandson with mantle of royal purple, girdle with set with precious stone and Saxon silk in golden scabbard, described in Gesta Regium Anglorum of William Masbury, as of handsome appearances and graceful manners, not beyond what is pleasing in stature and slender in body. His hair, and we ourselves have seen for his relics, flaxen and gold threads. Athelstan is remembered for his piety. He was great benefactor of religious bodies, oversaw the translation of the Bible into the English, bestowing land, holy books, relics to many churches and monasteries. He also had reputation for founding churches. These include Monastery Milton Abbey in Dorset and Mudselney in Somerset. He founded Collegiate Church at Beverley in East Yorkshire. On the other hand, Athelstan he established a formal organization for Masons which may have led to Freemasonry in England. He encouraged the establishment of burghs where the trade would become concentrated. Despite being religious king, Athelstan was able to administer who enacted municipal laws. This law combated theft, oppression, and fraud. They lessened the severity of punishment of young offenders. He was charitable and popular, much like his great-grandfather Ethelwulf, who made provision for his poor subjects. Athelstan decreed that each of the manors owned by the crown should be subject to annual charge, which has to be eyed first and destituted. The annals of Ulster report him a figure of dignity in Western world. Athelstan soon displayed a strong character leadership quality that enabled him to unite England. He is recorded as never having lost battle and was called Athelstan the Glorious. He subdued the Cornish rebellion and Cornwall expelled them from the Exeter, and similarly subdued the Welsh who paid him annual tribute of gold, silver, and 20,000 ox at the Amon Bridge near Penrith on 2 July 927. King of Scotland and Strathclyde acknowledged him as the overlord by swearing allegiance. However, their memory was short, and with the Danish king Olaf, they rose against Athelstan, and the Battle of Brunanburh, Athelstan defeated them decisively. Upon the death of his father, King Edward the Elder, in 924 century, power struggle ensued between Athelstan and his half-brother Abimanyu. Athelstan claimed control of Mercia, while Ethelred claimed control of Wessex. This division led to period instability and conflict. Athelstan did not have much support in Wessex, which made his initial rule challenging. It took him several months to crown the king of Wessex and Mercia due to the opposition he faced in Wessex. To secure his rule, Athelstan banished his other brother Edwin. Edwin was set adrift in a small boat with no provision and is said to have drowned himself rather than face starvation. This action was later regretted by Athelstan, who undertook many charity works to compensate for it. Despite his victory at Battle of Brunanburh, the English suffered heavy losses, including two sons Athelstan, that half-brother. Some historians view that is Pyrrhic victory, demonstrating declining in Athelstan's power. After Athelstan's death in 939 century, the Vikings seized back the yoke, indicating his effort not completely eradicate. Viking efforts were not entirely successful. People often overlook Athelstan while praising Alfred as England's top king, but let me tell you, Athelstan Alfred's grandson, here is what he did. In 127th century, he took over York, the last Viking kingdom, making him the first to the rule of England. The Welsh saw him as their boss and paid him a lot of money. In 934, Athelstan invaded Scotland. As a result, Scottish King Constantine II accepted Athelstan's authority and paid him tribute. When a group of Vikings, Scots, and Britain teamed up to challenge Athelstan, he poked them at the Battle of Brunanburh and won big victory. Building on what Alfred and Edward started, he created the most organized government England had ever seen. His reign introduced the system of tithing, where a group of 10 or guys were responsible for keeping the peace. Athelstan was the first English king who got involved in European affairs, marrying his family into royal family on the continent, welcoming many Europeans to his court. His centralization of power created one of the richest and most advanced government in Europe. Some historians see him as the most powerful ruler Britain had since the Romans. Some even see him as the most powerful rulers in Europe, with their army keep beating the Vikings rule a continent. Saw him as the Carolingian emperor, who clearly treated as the new Charlemagne. There is evidence to back this up, and as the Frankish realm lost its unity, this is certainly not far from the truth. He was the most powerful ruler in Europe at the time. Personally, he is my favorite English king ever.